Hi traders, and welcome to this week's edition of the Keyzone Traders Trade of the Week. It's been a really tough week in the markets. There's not been a lot of volatility around, which means that there's not been a lot of great opportunities in the market. So this week's Trade of the Week is actually a sit on hands trade where the best trade is sometimes no trade at all. Let's go take a look. Hi traders, so sometimes the best trade is actually no trade at all, and a lot of traders, a lot of retail traders, they get chopped in and out of the market, and they can lose a lot of money on one day because they don't exercise the patience to wait for those higher probability setups. So this week's been very tough. We'll look at the DAX in a minute. The FTSE has had a couple of opportunities, but realistically, it's been a very tough week's trading. Normally, I can find one or two opportunities a day, but a couple of times this week, I've really just struggled to find anything at all. And one of those days was on Monday, and I want to go through and show you the sorts of things that you can look for to make sure that when those days are happening, you can set out the market and actually save yourself some money. And those days, the best trade is no trade at all. So on the FTSE on Monday, we had a zone from 300 to 306, and the market opened here on this candle here. And as you can see, it's just quite choppy. We have green bar, red bar, green bar. We then move up. We then come back down. We come straight back through that zone. And then we push up and we oscillate back and forth without any real clear signals and without respecting the zone. So even in the first sort of hour, you can see that hour and a half, the market wasn't respecting the zone that we had. Now, if a market is chopping around, no clear price action, no clear direction, and it's not respecting levels or zones of support and resistance, then you're in an area of the market, and in a condition of the market where you're just going to get chopped around. So there was no clear trade opportunities. There was no clear price action to suggest that the market was going to be moving in one direction or the other. So therefore, the best trade that day is to avoid trading, come back the following day, adjust your zones of support and resistance, and look for better opportunities. So that was the FTSE, and we had a similar day on the DAX. So let's go and have a look at the DAX for this week and on Monday as well. Okay, so this was the action on Monday on the DAX as well. So as you can see, we had an opening candle here, the opening of the market here. And the whole day, we had a range from 16.015 up to 16.069, so just over 50 points, which is ridiculously small for DAX. Normally you get 100 point plus range. Now, we had our zones, and we did get. This zone did act as resistance. It did respect this zone, and you did have a form of false break pattern here, which potentially could have traded, but it was at the all-time high zone, and we are overall bullish, so it really wasn't a great trade to take. And then we just meandered around with no volatility, lots of wicks, lots of different colours, no clear direction. We never even got to the strong support zone down here around the 16,000 area. So yet again, there's just no point in trading when we get these sorts of days, when there's no clear direction, we don't respect the zones, we don't get to our zones that we want to trade. So on those days, it's best just to sit on your hands, not take any trades, stay out of trouble, and come back tomorrow. So, as I say, we're not looking at a particular trade setup or anything like that today, but it's more a case of trying to identify those times when a lot of retail traders get into trouble by trying to force trades and look at trades and find a trade that isn't there, when actually those days we're best just closing the charts down, going to do something else more productive, and coming back the following day when the market will hopefully be more conducive to trade opportunities. So I hope you found this useful, guys, and I'll speak to you again next week.